I'm Erin, Rosar, and welcome to WGTV. This week we're going to do the second part of our decanting episodes, and I'm here at Zin, which is this great wine store here in Calgary, and we're going to do a decanting here on this fabulous big table. So decanting is probably one of the biggest questions I get all the time. So first of all, we covered last week the two types. We do one for removing chunks, which I'm going to sort of simulate today, and one for aeration, to get a lot of oxygen in contact with the wine to relax a little bit. But there's a few things when you're doing a decantation you're going to need. So this is going to take some practice. Don't worry if it feels a little strange or you're not getting it right away. Just practice. It's not a bad idea to open up a bottle of wine, give it a go, and try. You'll just have to practice and you'll get it, not to worry. So the things you're going to need is obviously a great bottle of wine that you want to try. If you're practicing, maybe get a bottle of wine that is just sort of your Monday wine, if you will, while you're practicing, and by Friday you'll be ready to use with a good bottle. You'll need a decanter of your choice. You'll need a candle or some sort of light source. We do have some little sort of beacon lights, we call them. You can get them at camping stores that do the same thing, but they're very bright in a dark area, so just be aware of those. But I'm going to use the traditional candle, and I have two glasses here, and I'm going to show you what those are about. We have a lighter, obviously a lighter candle, and a corkscrew. So the first thing I'm going to do is light the candle. Normally we do this away from the wine as well, so that if you're using matches, you don't have the sulfur flavor and smell in the air. So we have our candle lit. Now what I'm going to do is open the wine, and it's important when you're doing a decantation that we remove all of the foil on the bottle. So we're going to take it all off, not just around the top. Okay, so you just make a slit all the way up to the top. Just get the knife underneath it. I like to use a corkscrew that has a serrated knife on it, but that's going to be your choice of what you like and what you have available to you. Now we're just going to open the bottle. This cork is broken, so we're going to go back in. So this is something that can happen all the time. You never know. It's no big deal if this happens. Just go back in and see what happens. Yep. So once we get our bottle open, the first thing we're going to do is called sort of blessing the decanter, if you will, or christening the decanter. And what that means is you're going to take a little bit of the wine and just pour a small touch in, and you're going to swirl it around. And what this does is it just helps to remove any dust or soap residue or anything inside the decanter you want to get rid of. You don't always have to use the same bottle that you're going to decant. If you have another red wine around that you'd like to use, definitely feel free to do that. When we're decanting for sediment, the least amount of movement we can do with the bottle, the more ideal situation it is, because the more we move it, the more the sediment's going to get mixed up. So one of the glasses I'm going to use to literally just pour out this extra wine that potentially has all the dust and soap residue or anything like that inside, and then our decanter is ready to be decanted into. So the idea of decanting is basically we want to make sure that the sediment that happens when a red wine ages, and what happens is the color basically gets sucked up into little molecule sponges because it can't suspend itself anymore, and it ends up looking like tea leaves. Like we talked about last week, this is bad for you, but it's just not pretty. So what we want to do is separate it off. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the candle sort of at a place you can see it, and the idea being that we're going to pour the wine slowly in the decanter. We've removed the entire capsule here so that I can see how things are starting to move out the bottle, and we're going to leave just a little bit left, hoping that we've left enough sediment in the bottle and not in our decanter. So we're going to pour slowly. I'm going to sort of look down over top of it so I have a good angle so that I can see where the sediment is moving inside the bottle. And we just slowly pour it in. Now it's going to depend a little bit on the wine, and if you know it, how much sediment you're going to have in the bottle, or if there's any. So you're just going to make a bit of a judgment call on as you watch the bottle move up of what's left inside of it. And you'll just pour until you think that you're safe and there's no more sort of sloshing. You can see I'm trying to do this in a nice, even, steady pour, so I'm not making the sort of wave motion go on in the bottle. So it's just a smooth, even pour, and you're going to just practice this and get used to it, and you'll have lots of fun trying. And if you spill it and it lets your candle go out, it's okay. Just try again, relight the candle, everybody's done it, and just keep going. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. I'll put my bottle down, and my decanter's ready. My wine's good. Now depending on the style of wine, I might like to have this sit for another hour or so before I serve it, or I might feel that it's ready to serve and it's just been a sediment removal. So that's going to be up to you. Give it a taste if you'd like to. Once it's in your decanter, let it sit for an hour or so and try it and see if it's opened up to you. So I hope that's made decanting look a little bit easy. These are the things you need. So you have a glass, obviously, for drinking afterwards. Let's pour a glass. I think we should light up a glass after that. and just simply pour out. This is a lovely red wine, deep color. You have your candle or light source that you're going to look through, bottle of wine that you'd like to decant, an extra glass or bucket or whatever you'd like to throw into the wine you've used to rinse your decanter, a light source in regards to a lighter, and you're good to go. So practice decanting, have a great time, and send me questions if you'd like to have us film something for you here on WGTV, and we'll see you next week. Cheers, everybody.